Hello, Leon here from Nintendo Players UK, and welcome to our very first edition of NPUK Monthly, where I'll be bringing you up to speed with everything NPUK over the past month. You know it's November when that chill really sets in, with fallen leaves littering the floor. It also saw more than 10 NPUK communities getting together enjoying some of Nintendo's latest releases. There was Super Mario Bros. Wonder, WarioWare, Super Mario RPG, a costume contest, and more. Let's see what some of our communities have gotten up to in November. Nintendo South Wales held their NSW Mario and WonderWare event on the 4th of November. It looks like their members had a lot of fun playing through Super Mario Bros. Wonder and WarioWare Move It, which happened to launch a day before their event took place. They also held 2 tournaments for each game. In Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the player who completed the Pipe Rock Rumble stage the quickest won. In this case, Cameron Ayon was the fastest, completing the course in 29.48 seconds, granting him first place in this challenge. The WarioWare Move It mini tournament pitted 16 members against each other in 4-player knockout rounds using the game's boxing mode. Players fought to the bitter end in fast-paced microgames, with Ellery Edwards claiming the spot as champion. All in all, it sounds like it was a blast. Also, Henry, I believe they have your bagel? Hopefully it got eaten and isn't sitting around on the side cultivating civilization of Franks, though that would explain why they've been absent from WarioWare for a while. Next up is Nintendo Manchester, who hosted the Battle of Mascots Rages On a day later on the 5th of November. The group fused Nintendo and Sega's respective mascots together by featuring Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Sonic Superstars in their casual meet. Of course, members weren't limited to the 2 titles and could play whatever they fancied. It looked like it was a very cosy event with everyone enjoying themselves thoroughly. I just hope they were careful with their drinks being so close to their Switch consoles. Just like Gremlins, it's not recommended to get the Nintendo Switch wet. Let's head on over to Nintendo North Wales, who held their WarioWare event on the 18th of November, and that's wear, as in Wario wears a yellow hat, not where like WarioWare sees Wario wearing a yellow hat. Confusing, I know. WarioWare Move It took centre stage here, along with a cosplay contest, hence the where and where confusion from earlier. From a selection of Rosalina, Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, Waluigi and Wario, it was decided that M's Waluigi costume was the best dressed, making them the winner in this competition. The final group we'll be featuring today is Nintendo Liverpool, with their Wario's Super RPG Watermelon event, which was held on the 19th of November. They had a triple threat focus with WarioWare Move It, Super Mario RPG, and Suika Game, which is a puzzle game about watermelons. Delicious and refreshing all in one bite. I really want watermelon now. Liverpool held a stock competition for WarioWare Move It, which had players taking turns completing microgames. If they failed, they'd lose one of their lives. Whoever had the most lives at the end became champion. Think of it like Smash Brothers, but a single-player microgames. They also set an all-day score challenge in Suika Game, as well as a showcase opportunity for Super Mario RPG. For those interested, will reign supreme in the Cult of the Suika challenge with a grand total of 2,025 points. This is just a sample of what communities have been up to in November. If you'd like to find out more information on your local group, then be sure to pop over to nintendoplayers.uk/find. Next up, let's talk about some of the latest news from NPUK and Nintendo in November. Technically not November, by about 3 days, but on the 29th of October we published an exclusive interview with Grant Kirkhope, Ed Bryan, Steve Mayle, and Chris Sutherland from Rare and Playtonic Games fame. They were interviewed by our own Adam Williams, with cinematography by Henry Edwards and Orleans Ofori Brown, using questions posed by the NPUK community. The Rare alumni gave us an insight to some of the difficulties designing and animating characters, what it was like to see Banjo in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and more. We also got some sound bites from Chris Sutherland. Let's take a look.
Go, huh? Breathe! Ah, ah, ah! Master combo! Combo breaker! Ultra combo! Sorry, that's a lot of memories.
You can watch the full interview on our YouTube page. The 1st of November marked Paul's very last day on the NPUK committee as he stepped down from his social media role. I'm sure I don't have to tell you he did an absolutely amazing job pushing out posts on our Twitter page and was an absolute asset to the team. He especially went above and beyond working at the Mario Kart Championship final we held last year. It probably wouldn't have been the same without him. I want to give a massive thank you to Paul, and I hope he enjoys his well-deserved rest, giving him more time to focus on Nintendo South Wales. Nintendo gave us a surprise announcement on the 7th of November, unveiling their plans to release a live-action Zelda movie with Maze Runner director Wes Ball to direct and Avi Arad as producer, who also produced Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Miyamoto stated that the film has been in development for many years, though it will still take time until it's completed. I'm honestly super excited that we're finally getting a Zelda movie, but more about that a bit later during our mailbag segment. Bear with me a bit for this one. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game raced across the finish line as the final wave launched on the 9th of November. Not only do we get new courses added to the game, such as Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Wii and the newly created Piranha Plant Cove, but now the DLC has come to a close, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's course roster is twice as big as it was when the game first launched in 2017. What's been your favourite course from the expansion? Throughout November, Tash, also known as McFooty, has been streaming Detective Pikachu Returns over on Twitch, and I think she might be having a bit of a lick-tongue issue. Let's have a look.
Aren't there any tweets anywhere? Have a lisp when you're speaking. Tweets. I know it's supposed to say sweet treats. I can say sweet treats, but it said sweet tweets. Yeah, it's better checking out our app. Come. Sweet tweets. Why am I doing that on camera? Anyway, moving on. I feel like I just need to stay away from the licky tongues because that's just my downfall at the moment.
She'll be continuing her playthrough Mondays from 6 PM over on Twitch, with highlights being published on YouTube later on. November also saw a collection of reviews being published by a wonderful review team. Luke Young delved into a world of crazy wibbly-wobbly creatures in Wobble Dogs. John Edwards took on a new job in the unique house-moving sim Moving Out 2. Jen Griffiths got into a groove with Samba de Amigo Party Central, and Mark McAllister had to undress vampires to kill them in Akiba's Trip Undead and Undressed, a director's cut. I mean, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't the strangest thing I've heard today. You can find out more over on nintendoplayers.uk. Finally, let's head on over to our very first edition of the NPUK mailbag. This month, we asked our communities about the newly announced Legend of Zelda movie. As I mentioned before, I'm super excited that we are finally getting one, and I cannot wait until we get more information. Out of everyone who responded to our call out, 71% said they'll be going to see it as soon as it comes to theatres, whereas 29% said they'll likely wait until the home release for now. I, for sure, will be going out to watch it day one, Master Sword in hand, maybe some Octorok popcorn? When asked about who the community would want to see cast, Tom Holland seemed to be a popular pick. Rain from Nintendo North Wales said he's young, athletic, and a well-known star. Considering that Link has to be silent, it would be cool to see the more action-based side of the actor. They also went on saying they would like to see Keanu Reeves as Ganondorf, saying that whenever he is portrayed as an antagonist, he's shown to be quite menacing. Interesting choice there. Force from Nintendo Birmingham thinks Christian Convery could have what it takes to walk in Link's little booties, saying he's a talented young actor who played young Sanji in the One Piece live-action series, so he already has the experience in live-action adaptations. He already has the British accent down, he's got the acting skills, and already looks like a young/toon Link. If you asked me, I think it'd be cool to leave the main roles for those who are new and upcoming, or bring in well-known names for the supporting cast. Plus, we've got to finally get Danny DeVito in a Nintendo movie, right? I mean, he missed out with Detective Pikachu. Another question we asked the community is which Zelda game or games they'd like to see the movie being based on and why. If we go to Force again, they mentioned that Wind Waker was their favourite game, so that is probably high on their wish list. They also said that Ocarina of Time would work well too, to introduce new audiences to the world of Zelda since Ganondorf and the timeline split debuted there. Helen from Nintendo Donegal has seconded Ocarina of Time, mentioning that they always envisioned a live-action film of the game when they first played it as a teenager. She also went on saying she wouldn't mind seeing Twilight Princess, Link Between Worlds, or Tears of the Kingdom being incorporated too, due to those entries meaning a great deal to her. Lethal Joke from Nintendo Basingstoke simply said Skyward Sword. Why? That would be telling. I could see Skyward Sword being a suitable candidate, being the earliest game in the Zelda timeline so far. I think I'm in agreement with Mega Spaghetti from Nintendo Norwich saying Majora's Mask. They go on to say they think it would be interesting for how the game elements and intensity of the moon scene crashing down would look like in cinema. Imagine that in 3D! Oh wait, personally speaking, I'd love more Majora's Mask love. I've actually had an idea for a series that could work quite well, each episode detailing the perspectives of different NPCs from the Bomber's Notebook. This would definitely help to emphasise the importance of each character's story within the game, though this would probably be a little too niche for Zelda's first introduction to mainstream cinema. Thank you everyone who submitted their responses for our first mailbag. Expect the written article to go up soon if it hasn't already, as well as submissions for our second edition later this month. That wraps up November's NPUK Monthly as we look forward to what December has to bring, other than Christmas of course. There are plenty more community events to come as we wrap up 2023. You can find out more about NPUK and our communities at Nintendo Players UK, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, we're on pretty much all of them. Wrap up warm and see you next time. Bye bye!